Good morning and welcome to tophorse.com.au. I'm Linda Hayes and this morning we're going to show you how to plait a horse's mane. Now before we start, these horses' manes have all been pulled so that they're a nice short length and they're fairly thin. These horses also wear hoods so that when they're out in the sun they're not bleaching and they're not rubbing their manes out. So we start at the bottom. What I like to do is I like to divide the mane up. And depending on what size of plait you want will depend on how wide your divides are. So if your horse hasn't got much mane at all, you'll probably take bigger sections. If it's got a really thick mane, you'll probably take smaller sections. So I just use lacquer bands. Some people start from the top and work their way down. I personally go from the bottom and work my way up. I like to be above the horse so that you're not stretching. The other thing when you're plaiting a horse is you need to stand back and have a good look at your horse. And if your horse has got a bit of a dip in its neck, when you're plaiting, if you plait the plait up on top, you can actually make the plait sit up on top and get rid of the dip in the neck by optical illusion. So that's a trick. Or if your horse has got a big thick neck, you can go the other way and make sure when you're plaiting you pull your plaits right down hard and roll really hard. So what I like to do, I like to use just a wetting product. Some people use gel or mousse, hairspray, wax. There's lots of different things. I'll spray the plait, divide it into 3 sections, and then start plaiting. I plait fairly tight, and these will be the English style of plaits. So because this is a senior mare and she's got a really good top line, I usually tend to sit my plait slightly to the side. Plait down. You can either secure the end with a lacquer band or not. I use a lacquer band. I roll the end up and then secure around with my lacquer band. That's one plait done. I'll show you again. So you have your plait, use your product, divide evenly and begin your plait. With practice you'll get tighter and tighter. The more practice you have, the better your plaits get. And again, around the bottom, I only have a short plait. I fold the end and around the plait. So once you've got to the point that you've done your plaits, I trim them off at the end because each week they grow longer and longer. And it doesn't actually shorten the mane because each week they have a regrowth. I then get a darning needle, so a big eye and blunt on the end. Tie a knot in them so you don't lose them when you're in the stable, because nothing's worse than having a lost needle in a stable. And I secure the end. You can put a knot in it. Everyone has many different ways. And then for me, my personal choice, I roll the braid. You can stitch as you roll if that makes it easier for you. There's your braid. Now, if your horse hasn't got a top line, if you push the plait back up on top, it gives it, you get just a little bit more top line. This is a senior mare, so I actually pull the plait down. She has her top line already from her work and her feed. And then we stitch in and out. This is a special plaiting cotton that we're using, and again, this is where you need your needle so it's blunt so you're not stabbing your horse. Because eventually they won't let you plait up if they're getting hit by a needle all the time. I usually go backwards and forwards probably 3 to 4 times. Then all I do is I just cut and secure off at the end. And that's your bobble. So we continue this process all the way up the mane until we get to the bridle path. Once you're there, I would spray it with hairspray and then you're ready for the show ring. Good luck and thank you very much for joining us at tophorse.com.au.